If you've spent any time online, you've probably seen it. Men saying dating is impossible now, that women have changed, that modern women are the problem. And the explanation is always simple. Women aren't like they used to be. But almost no one asks the real question. Why did things change in the first place? Because nothing changes without a reason. It's easy to blame. Blame feminism, blame standards, blame independence. It's easy to say women ask for too much now. They're too picky. They don't need men anymore. But that's a surface level answer, because when something shifts this much, there's always something deeper underneath. Women didn't suddenly wake up one day and decide to become difficult. What changed was tolerance. Women started questioning things that were once considered normal, staying quiet to avoid conflict, accepting less just to keep a relationship, making themselves smaller so someone else could feel bigger. And over time, that stopped. Not because of a trend, but because of awareness. For a long time, relationships followed a certain structure. Men provided, women adapted. That dynamic created a kind of balance, but it wasn't always equal. Now things look different. Women have their own income, their own choices, their own standards, and that changes the entire dynamic. Because when someone doesn't need you, they choose you differently. Modern dating isn't harder because women are worse. It feels harder because the expectations are different. Before, effort alone could be enough. Now, it's not just about effort, it's about alignment, emotional awareness, respect, consistency. And for some people, that shift feels uncomfortable, not because it's wrong, but because it's unfamiliar. There is another layer to this: the internet. Today, people don't just experience dating, they consume opinions about it constantly. Videos, podcasts, comments, telling men, women are the problem. They're the reason you're struggling. And when someone already feels rejected or uncertain, those messages feel true because it's easier to blame outward than to look inward. Rejection is uncomfortable for everyone, but instead of processing it, some people turn it into resentment. If I'm not chosen, something must be wrong with them. And over time, that mindset grows. It turns into frustration, then blame, then a narrative not based on reality, but based on emotion. At the core of all this is change. And change is uncomfortable, especially when it challenges how things used to work. When roles shift, when expectations evolve, some people adapt, others resist, and that resistance often shows up as frustration toward women. But it's not really about women. It's about adjustment. Attraction hasn't disappeared, it's just changed. Now, it's less about control, more about connection, less about roles, more about presence. Confidence still matters, but not dominance. Stability still matters, but not control. And the people who understand this don't struggle the same way. This isn't about blaming one side, it's about understanding that both men and women are navigating a new dynamic. Some are doing it well, some are still figuring it out. But the answer isn't resentment, and it's not going backwards. It's learning how to move forward with awareness. So, if modern dating feels confusing or frustrating or different than expected, that doesn't mean something is broken. It means things have changed. And instead of asking, why are women like this now? A better question is, how do I adapt to what relationships are today? Because the people who figure that out don't just struggle less, they connect better, and that's what actually matters.